$100 reward. Run away from the subscriber at the 27th of July. My black woman named Emily. 30 years age, well-grown, black hair, and whining voice. Hi guys, and welcome to a new episode on this channel. Today we'll be talking about the Underground Railroad. Sorry, I meant Harriet Tubman. Bum bum bum. So why don't we just get started? Now, who is Harriet Tubman? Please play some music. Nope, we're down. Oh, okay then. Well, that's a shame. Well, who is Harriet Tubman? Harriet Tubman was the first female conductor of the whole Underground Railroad. This is just part of the Underground Railroad, what it looks like. And this is Harriet Tubman. Yeah. And now, if you want to understand how a lot of people escaped the South with, like Harriet Tubman right here, she was pretty cool and all that stuff. And I want to say that black people were probably the best people in the world. And there were not just black racists in the world, but there were also yellow racists, like Asians, all that stuff. All that freaking stuff. And then Harriet Tubman was a slave by birth, and she never really had time to do anything. She never understood what freedom was, but when she finally did understand, she saw that she might like it. This was where her family lived, by the way. And then at age 7 years old, she just tried to escape, but unsuccessfully. There were a lot of people who tried to sell her, and it was pretty uncool. If you wanted to know how everything felt like, you should literally try to find some things about civil rights and all that stuff. Now, Harriet Tubman, a lot of other people wanted slave trade, and too, they also wanted freedom too. And there was even a photograph of said, "Am I not a man and a brother?" And that's exactly how everything felt like. Until I got, everything. Never mind. Then finally, Harriet Tubman became real Harriet Tubman when she married John Tubman. There was a tradition of blacks. First, the bride and the groom said their vows, and then they jumped over this. Where is it? Oh yeah, this broom. The broom meant that everything bad had just went away, and that now the new things had happened. And yay! Yeah. And then Harriet Tubman tried to escape loads and loads of times. This is a runaway slave. And however, she was unsuccessful, and she always turned back because she knew that it was not the time. And then one day, in 1849, she found out that she might be sold. So, this was the time that she convinced herself to escape. She used the Underground Railroad, and they drew little maps on the snows, and then they buried it so that no one will discover what it was. And they tried to find safe spots, safe houses. Now, these safe houses had marks on them. Some of these marks had candles in front of the windows, lit candles. And then the others were like other signs, such as a hanging quilt or a missile. And those were all safe signs. There were loads and loads of slaves. And there was even fire. That might be a little cause. Sometimes they put it out quickly and then hide. And Harriet Tubman earned her nickname Black Moses. This is Moses, the biblical story hero who led his people from his slaves in Egypt to freedom. They got out of Egypt, and that's how they became free. Then during the Civil War, Harriet Tubman worked as a scout, and that's why she's holding a gun in this picture. And then there was John Brown's raid. John Brown right here was a very cool activist, and he was an abolitionist. Yes, a really, really bad abolitionist. And you know what happened? He raided a country. He raided the South, and he tried to give the guns to the slaves. But he was killed before he can. And first of all, Harriet Tubman thought of joining John Brown, but then she realized that John Brown might be going to a bad way. So she thought, hey, let's not do this raid and let the men carry it out. Women have no guts for this and might be killed. And we don't want any women to get killed, do we? So yeah. This is the attack at Fort Sumter, which was the real start of the Civil War. Really, that was just the second battle of the Civil War, if you ask me. There were other well-known abolitionists, such as a white abolitionist named William Lloyd Garrison, and black abolitionist Frederick Douglass. Dun dun dun. With lips red. Boom 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 boom. Yeah. Their lips really were red. Yeah. And then Harriet Tubman lived on, and she made more houses for black people. And she died when she was 93 years old. This was a picture when she was 91 years old. And yes, she did have red lips. She didn't. All right. Now, I say Harriet Tubman was one of the greatest people of all time because, well, first of all, she helped a lot of slaves to escape from the South, and secondly, she was a greatest abolitionist, and she lived to make a change. She made a change in the world. And she might never have realized it, but she had made a change. Later, she will make more even change, and her work inspires a lot of people to keep her change going on forever and ever. So I have a question for you today. Now, as many of the other questions I might ask, you might guess, say, like, hey, is this like about, what if I was Harriet Tubman and what would I do and all that stuff? Well, no. I'm just asking, what if you were one of those white people who wanted Harriet Tubman to be dead? And what if you were Harriet Tubman, and what would you have done? Those are 2 questions. So answer them in the comments below. Or email me by email, 20jur@naver.com. And I repeat the questions again. What if you were Harriet Tubman, and what would you have done if you were Harriet Tubman? That's the first question. And second question is, what would you have done to stop Harriet Tubman if you were a white un-abolitionist, if you can call them that. So yeah, and I'll see you in the next episode. Shinhan out. Peace! Subscribe, like, and bell this video.